Okay, yeah. So we can get started now, and then in the last 9 weeks, because basically this is our ninth week. That's even true. This is our ninth week, and then all the classes will end by next week. Wow, we have been having things of discussion around data analytics, and we have looked at data analytics on Excel. We have looked at data analytics on Power BI. In our class last week, we started our adventure in our SQL, and then we introduce ourselves to what SQL does as a kind of theoretical overview. And then I said that if you're in the choir in church, if you're in choir in your church, I was in choir then when I was growing up, I remember. And then you have different type of songs. You have different types of songs rather. And then there are some songs that it will be solo, like the lead singer will take all the stanzas. You take everybody will take the verses. There are some songs that it is just general, everybody will just do it. And there are some songs that is called call and response. If lead singer will say something, and then the others we say something else to respond to it. And then the truth is, no matter what the arrangement of the song is, it is whatever the lead singer says that will trigger the response to an extent. In fact, if the lead singer jumps something to another call, they have to respond to whatever he or she says. I wanted to say she because I think we have more female choirs than male choirs, and it's not like their voice is sweeter than our own. No, it's just because we always just want to allow them to just take the lead. That's when it comes to those kind of things. That's the reason. It's not because we don't have sweet voice. I know some people on this call that they have very sweet voice, but then let me mention their names. So, but then that is just to explain the fact that when it comes to SQL also, it is a kind of call and response. Like I mentioned in the last class, I'm not jealous. So I'm just saying the obvious truth. Oh, I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. In fact, myself and you, if we should sing together, we both know who is the best singer. So, but then don't let us go into that this morning. I would have said we should have a practical demonstration of it. But then this is a skill class, not okay. Don't worry. Come to a concert I will be organizing very soon. I will, so that I can hear my voice. So just like I said in the last class that just like I mentioned in the last class, your SQL is about question and answer. It is question and answer. You know, uh, Miss Nkechi, I almost thought you are in the kitchen cooking for all of us. I was already happy that thank God though somebody is in the kitchen for us and our breakfast is very sure. But then you don't put up the camera now. We can't see the kitchen again. But then it is fine. I'm hoping the food is getting ready anyway. so 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 it is a call and response. Like it is just like I said, it is garbage in, garbage out. It is whatever you are throwing at it that it will give back, it will respond. So let's jump on our SQL to get familiar with our interface. So I believe by now everybody should have SQL. And then please, I'm so sorry for the Wabali for all this saga of your videos. I am so sorry about that. And just like I said, I am taking full responsibility of that. My life this week has been like last week. This week has been a lot. Has really been a lot. So please, Mr. Gerard, please, you might want to off your micro, please. Or if you want to talk, please. Just like I said, it is best you put your hand up. Except you just want me to mute everybody, please. It's just best you put your hand up, and then I can now call you to speak, please, so that we have a well controlled class. So please, thank you. So I have been having like a lot of traveling, a lot of work here, work there, setting up a new apartment, setting up a physical office space, and at the same time planning for a wedding. So it's really a lot. So and then I thought Kumi actually did it because I personally followed up with her. It was later I saw that she wanted to upload it. It was on draft, like it was on draft, and she did not. Since it was a technical glitch anyway. It was a technical glitch. I'm so sorry about that. So this is your SQL. As an interface, anytime you want to connect to SQL, this is how it will come. Your Express. This is what you name your Express as. This is your callable. And like, so I have another one. I can change the server name if I want, but then this is one I want. You can have a mini server on your laptop, and then you have quite some other things. Just leave that. Don't touch all these ones, please. Your window notification, just leave it at that. Don't touch all these ones. So don't touch it. There's somebody that does not have anything over here that can come to browse, and you see it under your database engineer. You see the name of your software, and then you pick it and click on OK. That is for someone that is not bringing server name automatically over here, but then it should bring for you guys. So trusted again. Always, if you don't click on this guy won't go. Trusted server certificates. But then if you click on it once, you don't need to come back to click on it over again and then click on your connect. So we are now on our SQL interface. We are now on our SQL. So to make this class kind of very easy, let me look at it. I think I should have an SQL clean sheet. I should have an SQL clean sheet. I should have an SQL clean sheet. I will send it to you guys. So I will send the SQL clean sheet to you. It carries out there are a lot of SQL formulas on it, like a lot of formulas, and then the formulas will be our guide for this class actually. So I don't have it currently on my laptop, but then I'm sure if I check my WhatsApp, it's on my phone. I have almost all the bits on my phone. So I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share that with you, and then and stop sharing for a while, and then share. Just let me just share my. Please, if at any point in time you can't hear me, I'm begging because currently I'm not on my feedback, or maybe I should just go to this work table. Because currently I'm not on my feedback screen. I don't have any feedback screen right now, so I can't know if you guys have a technical glitch. So please, the only reason why I would permit anybody to speak, let me just go to my feedback. Let me just find it so that I won't give room for going so far. SQL is very delicate. I won't give room for going so far before I notice any glitch. So let me I'm just looking for you once and for all of my this. So this is our SQL interface, and then we be looking at interface generally. Don't worry, don't panic about SQL interface. SQL interface is the easiest to understand. It's the easiest to understand. There's nothing about the interface. You just need to understand. You just need to understand the grammar of SQL. That's all. So the interface is something that's quite simple. So on the interface, by your by your left hand side over here, let me annotate for you guys. By your left hand side over here, you have what you call your Object Explorer. You have what you call your Object Explorer. And for your object explorer, this is where so many things is housed. Yeah. So for your object explorer, this is where so many things is housed. By so many things is housed, I mean that your database is here, your security is here, your server object is here, your replication is here, your always on high availability is here, your management is here, your integrated system catalog is here. So many things are here. And this is serving like a kind of your data bank, if there's anyone like that. So this is like your hard disk on your laptop. So this is where you will see everything you save or anything you are doing on your SQL. This guy. So under the database, you have so many other guys under the database. You have the system database, you have the snapshots, and then you have every database you are going to be creating. All these are database that I have on this guy right now. All these guys are all database I have on these guys right now. So this database that I have uh 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 the like what are we going to, it's just like, I've explained database already, and I've explained what relational database means, and I told you that what we are doing basically on this guy is what's called a relational database. So under all these guys, you now have your tables. You now have your tables again. So if you have hundreds table under a system, you have all your tables over here. So for example, over here, we have just two tables. Let me clear my screen right now. Clear all. So somebody saying you can't see my screen. Please, I can see my screen on my feedback. I can see my screen on my, so Henry, you might want to leave and join back. I can see my screen on my feedback right now. You might want to leave and join back. Yeah, thank you, Judith. So for example, this guy over here, Adventure Works. I'm still going to give you this guy. It has a lot of table under it. So I use Adventure Works. I give it to students to practice with this Adventure Work. It has a lot of table under it. And this is one of the guys we use for teaching our our table joins and the likes. So let me even use type to send you the SQL sheet code once and for all like that. Let me see. File manager. SQL name sheet. Let me look for one of them to send to you guys. So I just need you guys to understand the English. That's all. SQL reading material, SQL challenge, SQL notes, SQL beginner to advanced, SQL commands. This is not the one I want to give you. Okay, let me look at the SQL command. This is not the one I want to give you. Although maybe somebody might want it. Yeah, let me give you these commands. Let me give you this command. Also, I'll give you this command, and then I have my clean sheet here. Let's create clean sheet. Let's create clean sheet. This is not the clean sheet I want to give you guys. This is another one, clean sheet. Okay, I can give you guys this for the clean sheet. Yeah, this guy will get us. This guy is kind of more detailed. Then we have another join clean sheet to teach you how to join table. So yeah. So all the tables, because basically what we are creating on SQL is our tables. So all the tables that you'll be using will actually be over here on this part of the world. It will be here, and then it will be keeping record of everything you have, except maybe you are using your stored procedure. Except maybe you are using your stored procedure. So maybe so I'm sending you this right now. Sheet one. Then let me give you uh, one on join. Let me give you one on join. Let me just give you the two for now. Anybody that has interest in reading, I can give you more later. So I've dropped it on your WhatsApp page. I'll drop it on your WhatsApp page so that you can have that. Okay, so this is this about this part of the interface. So this is where we have major headache for our own class database. We don't have any security. All the security login there for companies, institutions, and then this is basically set up by database engineers. So this is your server object also. You don't have any issue with all this. These are just saving up some of your other procedures and and like so. Looking at the general interface on the other hand, looking at the other interface on the other hand, over here we have your edits. There's nothing serious about your edits. So your edits is maybe you want to go to a file, you want to find and replace, you want to undo, you want to reduce, you want to cut, copy, paste, delete, you want to bookmark something. That's about your edits. For your view, so maybe you want to view your Object Explorer. All these are so most of these guys, like most of these upper parts, most of the time you will not really be using them, especially all these your menu bars. The truth is you can survive without them on SQL. Can survive without going to any one of them. That's sincere truth. In fact, all these ones here to an extent, at times I don't click on all these guys at all, and I will finish the whole project. That's the sincere truth. So, but then for your view, in case you want to view anything, maybe you want to do it on full screen, you want to look at your toolbars, you want to check your Object Explorer. Like I said, you want to look at the details of your Explorer. You want to look at your register server. You want to look at this, that, and like you want to find the results. So these ones are there. Please, in fact, don't play around it, because if you play around it too much, you might tamper with something you don't need to tamper with. At times, some people will unclip this guy and looking for it later on. There's a way to bring it back, but then it's better to not just give yourself any idea. So this is talking about your queries. This is talking about the project you have. These are your tools. If you want to migrate to Azure, you want to migrate to the Data Studio, migrate to anyone. If you have multiple windows you are using on your SQL and you want to float some, you want to split this, you want to split that and like so. This is that. Then if you need help, so over here, this second line 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 over here. What you basically have, this is your copy. If you have this is your new project rather, this is your new project. If you want to start a new project, so you can click on this, and then this guy will bring you to a new project. So and then you can have all your setup for your new project. So if you want to open a project, if you want to open a file, this is where you can open a file. Maybe you're already working on something already and you want to open it. This is where you can do that. Then you want to save your query, you want to save all, you want to start a new query just like this. You want to start a new query, you want to go to your database and engine query. All these you don't really need them. Actually, you don't really need them for now. You don't really need this, because all these are your other service that is apart from your normal SQL. So these are your cut, copy, and paste. So this is your undo, this is your redo, this is your activities monitor to monitor all your steps. And then the only thing you guys still need over here is this guy, the commenting parts. And then in fact you can do without coming here to click on your commenting parts. What does your commenting mean? I will show you what commenting is, because everything you are typing on SQL is counting it as an instruction you are giving it. Everything you are doing on SQL, every SQL is counting it as an instruction that you are giving it. So if you are not giving SQL an instruction, you are not giving SQL an instruction, or you don't want SQL to take it as an instruction, then you can comment it. Then you can comment it. So by commenting, it means that I will show you what it means to comment, so that I will not be explaining by word of mouth. So let's just jump into our SQL generally and see. So for your SQL, before you start any work, there are ways you can that there are ways you go around things. Like there are ways you go around things. So there are about five most to understand command on SQL. There are about five most to understand commands on SQL. The first one is your select. The second one is your from. The third one is your where statement. The fourth one is your mm, what is all this commando or select from where. The next one should be group by. The next one will be having. The next one will be order, order, order by, and then later on we can now be talking about our joints. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this 6. So these are 6 primary guys. You guys must understand. Can you see that? Anytime you see red line, let me start pointing your attention to errors now. Anytime you see red line on SQL, it simply means there's an error over there. Although not always, because at times there won't be an error. Not, but then most times, anytime you see on the red underline on these guys, it means there's an error. So, and then, just like I said, it is because SQL is picking everything you are typing on it as a command. SQL is picking everything you are typing on it as a command. So currently, it is taking everything we have on it right now as a command. It is taking everything as a command currently. So if we don't want to make this guy a command, we don't want SQL to see this guy as a command. We want SQL to see this guy as just normal text, like as just normal text. Like as just you are just typing message to somebody or you are doing this or that. You want SQL to see it like that. How can we do that? Then that's what we call commenting. So you can highlight all these and come and click on this guy, commenting. Can you see? This guy we add double dash in front of everything and change the color to green. So this means that you have commented it. So this is no longer a command. It is now a comment. That's what it means. This is no longer a command. It is now a comment. So SQL, I want to say MTN. So SQL is now seeing this as a text. SQL is not seeing it as a text. And then anything you are doing now, anything you are running now, SQL will not be able to execute anything on this because it is a text. So if I don't want to come here to come and type this, I can easily, if I have it like this, I can easily come on my keyboard myself and press double dash. That's all. So that's why I said at times you might not need to come here to especially if it's just one line, you can just click on double dash yourself and you are good to go. So it is whether you click on double dash or you come and pick it here, it should give you the same results. It should give you the same results. So I'm going to explain all these guys, what they mean, what they do later, as we move on. Abi, um, let me just explain it once and for all, yeah, let me just explain it once and for all, so that we can. But then the reason why I don't want to explain it, no, I will not explain it yet, so that I will be able to teach you practically what it is, so that I'll be able to teach you practically what it is. So let's start with how do I get started on SQL? So this is for everybody. How do I get started on SQL? So I'm now saying that To start on SQL, you need access to a database or create one yourself. Creating one is for data scientists, which means data engineer will grant you as a data analyst access to a database for you to start querying, querying. So deliberately, I'm writing notes for you guys now so that you guys can understand these guys in simple terms. So I mentioned in our last class that we have three languages under SQL. We said the first one is what? DDL, which means your data definition language. We have two, DML, which is data manipulation language. And then we said three, DCL. I should have been asking you guys what all these guys mean, so I can see the people that have been with me in class, so I can know whether you guys have been in class with me all this way, because I remember I mentioned all these guys in class last time. Data control language. So for data definition language, this is where you get started. I told you that this is for data scientists. And basically, what we do over here is that we create. There are three major commands over here. This is where you create. This is where you create, and then you also alter your table over here, and then definitely you can also delete your tables over here. Basically, you create your table, you alter your table, and then also you can also delete your tables over here. So before we go to our DML, so I said we alter our table, and then we delete our table over here. So, but then we don't have delete like delete under this guy. For data scientists, we don't have delete like the delete. We call it drop as a command. So please, these are commands on SQL. All these other things I've been saying since morning, they are not command. But then these guys are command on SQL, which we are going to start with. So deliberately, I'm going back to this guy to teach you the sequence. So we are going to start. I want to start with this guy for you guys, so that we can see how to create, how to alter, and how to drop before we start going to the core of data and analyst work. So for data analyst, what we are expected to do normally is data analyst. This is data analyst. This is where you live. This is where you live. This is where you have your personality. We have what we call our select function. We have what we call our insert function. We have what we call our update function. We have what we call our delete this time around. So by dropping, you drop tables. Like drop is used for deleting tables. Draw is used for deleting table. Delete is used for deleting rows. I'm saying that again. Draw is used for deleting tables. Delete is used for deleting rows. So you as a data analyst, you don't have the right to alter a table or to delete a table. Once the schematic of a table has been laid down by data scientists. They are the one that define the business goal or the business objective. Your own is to just follow the sequence. But then for your data cleaning process, you might want to delete some of the rows. You might want to insert some other things for your data manipulation, because your data cleaning, it might require so many other things. You might want to insert a new column, you might want to insert some other things and the likes. So it's some new rows, maybe some new entries on your rows and the likes. You have the right to do that. You have the right to update your rows, update your columns and the likes. You have the right to select. But then you don't have the right to create a table yourself. You don't have the right to alter a table. You don't have the right to drop a table. But then definitely we are going to look at everything in class. So, and then the last one is I've told you this one for data engineers. For data engineers. And then basically what this guy is doing is that they are either granting you access, they have the admin control, or they are revoking your access. So that's about that. So let's start with our DDL. Let's start with our DDL. DDL. Let's start with our DDL. So we want to look at create, alter, and drop. And now I need everybody to be painstaking about this. I need everybody to be painstaking about this. So please, if we are still together in class, please use a thumbs up. Let me see people that are still very much with me in class. If you are still together in class, okay, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, great, great. Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, fantastic. So we have quite a lot of people active. It's looking like morning class is looking like the best. A lot of people are very active. Okay, it's okay. I will not talk. But it's looking like morning class is looking like one of the best. Okay, so for your DDL, we want to start with creating. So if you are on your laptop, this is one of the best time you want to follow. This is one of the best time you want to follow if you are on your laptop. This is one of the best time you want to follow, because we just have to follow the sequence, because there's a sequence to all these things. So let's create a database for you guys first, for your class first, before we start creating table. Let's create a database for your class first. So by database, it means that we want to have something over here for you guys. For you guys now that you're just studying SQL, you don't have any of these blue or black guys. These are black guys, not the blue. These are black guys. All these guys, these are black guys. These are black guys. You don't have anything on all these black guys. So, but then yeah. So we need to create one of these black guys for you guys, so that you guys can start it. So how can we do that? So like I told you, let's see deliberately. I'm going to be using instruction for you guys deliberately, because so that you guys can see how we always think when it comes to SQL. Let's create a database to house our tables. Let's create a database to house our tables. So let me ask somebody anyway that if you want to give, you are a CEO of a company, or you are the team lead of a team, and you want to tell your member, your team member, to help you to create database, how will you instruct the person? So let me see somebody. Just raise up your hand and let me just see how you instruct the person. Somebody just try it. Just raise up your hand and I'll call you. You are a team lead. You are a CEO, or you are a CEO of a company and the likes, and you want to tell somebody to help you to create database in very clear, simple terms, like just few words. Like let's just say 5 words. Let's just say 5 words. In 5 words, how will you tell the person to help you to create database? Somebody wants to give it a try? Somebody? You guys are quiet now, because it's now time for instructions. Favor, do you want to try it? Favor, are you here? Do you want to try it? Give me instruction to create a database for you in just 5 words. In just 5 words. Ah, I am laughing. Everybody is now quiet this time around. Oh. Ah, this is not the best time to be quiet. Oh, ah, this is not the best time to be. Okay, create data. Somebody is saying create data on table, or you are thinking. In, yeah, Uzo, yeah, you are cool. Um, you are cool. You are getting close. Okay, please, once a please, you can go ahead, please. Once a please, go ahead, please. You can unmute yourself and speak. We can't hear you. I know you are muted now, but then we can't hear you. We still cannot hear you. Maybe you are using headsets or something because we can't hear you right now. Okay, create new database. Making sense. Making sense. So Madina, making sense. That makes more sense actually. That makes more sense actually. Yeah, very close, very close, very close, very close. Okay. Since we cannot hear you, so I will just move ahead since we have someone very close to the answer already. So because it's basically very simple. So I want to tell somebody, I want to tell Chinaza now that, oh, Chinaza, please help me to create a database on or for something. I can really tell Chinaza, Chinaza, on my laptop, create database and name it this. As simple as that. Create database and name it color code Victor. It's as simple as that. That is the simple English illustration. So now, how can we tell SQL this? How can we tell SQL this? So we can tell SQL this with just 3 words, and the command is create. So you are instructing SQL to create what? Create database. Database is also a command on SQL. Anytime you see somebody colored blue, it means they are commands. So I'm telling SQL create database. So now I want to say call it strategic minds. So what I just did now is that I have told SQL create database and then name it strategic minds. It's as simple as that. Create database and name it strategic mind. And then I can run this. Just come and I'll click on this guy. So see, the best approach I always teach students is that just come and click, highlight whatever you want to run. And then this guy that's called execute and click on it. So this guy is complete in its interface. I mean SQL. So anytime you execute something, this is the guy we used. Anytime you execute something, it will return a message for you, whether it is successful or not. This guy over here, it will tell you whether it is successful or not. It will tell you. So, and if there's an error on whatever you are running, this guy will also mention it to you and mention where the error is to you. In fact, it will tell you the line number and everything. So this guy has already told me that what I ran just now is successful. So now I don't have this guy on my database yet. I don't have this guy on here yet because it ought to be showing here by now. So let me refresh this guy. Just come here, right click on this guy and come to your refresh. Right click and click on your refresh. And let's come back here and see database and then pub. This is it over here. Can you see that? We have it over here already. It is as simple as that. So if you are following now, you should, if you are going on your laptop now, you should have something like this on your database. This might be the only thing you have for now, but then you have something like this on your database. So so in case of error, don't worry. By the time we start going into error, you will see also see so many errors on my own end also. So that's not a problem. In case of error, we see what you could do. So that's not really an issue for now. So in case of error, just trace back your error and correct where your error is. As simple as that. Trace back your error and then so in case of error, just trace back your error and then just trace it back. So but then nobody will see error on this stuff. So that's not a problem. So so since we have done this and we have this guy over here already, so the next thing we need to do is to what? Is to now create a table. The next thing is that we should now create a table. So we are creating a table over here. Just a minute. So the next thing, like I said, is to now create a table. So to create a table, we just need to understand the rudiment of creating table and just follow through with it. We just need to understand the principle of creating table. So I want you guys to just pay attention to how I'll create a table under this guy. So now we have created our database, and then we can't use our database for analysis as it were itself. We can only use our table for analysis as it were. So now to create the table, it is still the same procedure, just like your database, because just like I said, it is instruction. It is also create table, create table, and the name of the table. Let's say class underscore data. Let's call it class data. So the reason why I am using underscore here is because if you use space, SQL does not recognize space. So it is taking these two as two different guys. SQL does not understand space. So it is either you use your underscore as your separator, or if you want them to be together like this, then you have to introduce your you have to introduce your quotation, so that this guy will know that these are together as text. So it is either you do underscore or you put space and then just put them in quotation. One of the two. Either of the two is fine. So, but then you can see that this guy is still putting red behind it. He's still putting red behind it, which means that our formula is not complete yet. So what else do we need to type on this guy? Then this guy is asking us to define our table. What are the columns that you will have on your table? What are the columns that you will have on it? So we want to tell this guy that, okay, on our table, since this is class data, we want to have our student ID as one of the columns. Student underscore ID as one of the columns. So for your student ID, this is still not complete, because SQL, see, you just have to learn this thing painstakingly. Once you understand it once, you are good to go. The first thing is instruction, create table. The next thing is what the name of your table is. The next thing is, what are your column headers? What are your column names? The next thing after this, after each of your column name, is your data type. That guy is very, very important. We have different data types, and I've told you that under our Excel and our SQL and our Power BI, that we have different data type from your we talked about it also in our under our data standardization and the like. But then this guy is a kind of little bit tricky than them. It's a kind of little tricky. So it is not like test on Power BI. It is not like it is not like general under Power BI. We have the same, we have different code for this. So I have told you before that for your student ID, that you should not, even if it is numbers, it should not be numbers. I have told you before that your student ID should always be text, so that you will not be able to perform any arithmetic calculation on it. Because the maximum you should be able to perform on your student ID should be your count function when it comes to aggregating. You should not be able to do your sum, you should not be able to do your average, because this is basically ID. So, but then the question now is that what do we use as test over here? So we can't call it test over like this. So for here, we use what we call varchar. Your varchar means variable character. That's what your varchar means. Your varchar means your variable character. And on your SQL, you can't use your variable character alone. You have to define the string length of the variable characters. You have to define the string length of your variable character. Please, you guys will need to go and rewatch today's video all over again from the beginning. That's sincere truth to grasp some of these things. So to define the variable characters, you can sincerely pick any values, but then you don't want to. If your student ID, maybe generally it has been agreed that it should not be more than 5 letters word, like 5 numbers, you can click on 5. But then if you are not sure and you want to make it just open, that maybe it can be long, it can be each, you can pick 20. So for this ones, it depends on how you feel the length of your stuff will be. It's just to regulate the length. But then since this is an ID, I want to use 10. So if I close this guy, can you see that the red line has left? But then I'm not done yet. I want to do comma, student ID. The next thing I want to do is maybe student's name. Let me do first name, first underscore name. Name is also a variable character, varchar. This time around, I want to use 20. Somebody can have a very long name. So the next one I want to do is your last name, last underscore name. This one's also variable character. I also want to do 20. The next one is that I want to do your email. Let us assume we are taking your email. So also variable character. So this one is, let's say 50, because this one is actually more than emails can be very long at times. So variable character 50. So let's say we need your date of birth. Let's assume that we need your date of birth. Dates underscore of underscore birth. So your date of birth should be what? Should be your date. So your date of birth is your date as a data type. So let's assume we want to know your salary. Let's assume we want to know your salary. Your salary is your integer. Deliberately, I'm introducing this guy so that you can have something around integer over here. So so I think we can make do with just this for now, so that we can will not make this too long, and then we can close our bracket. This bracket will be open here. We can now close it over here. So this is us creating, telling SQL that, you know what, create table. The first column on the table, make it student ID. Make the data type varchar. Second column should be first name. Third column should be last name. The next column should be email. The next one should be date of birth. The next one should be their salary. That is the instruction we are giving to SQL right now. That's the instruction we are giving to SQL right now. So, and then let's see what SQL will do with that. So let's run this guy. Just highlight this guy. Always highlight it, because if you just click on execute like this, it will run it with this guy. If you don't want it to run with this guy, you can comment this guy out, and then you can run it like that. So if you are done with your command, you can comment them out.
and then you can now click on execute like this for the new one without highlighting them. But then if you don't want to comment them out, you have to highlight first before you click on your execute. So now we have executed this, and this guy is telling us that command completed successfully, completion time, this and that. So now this guy has created a table for us. This guy has created a table for us. So let's go come under strategic mind and let's see tables. So if you have our table under here already, we don't have the table here yet. So let's refresh again. This is not a problem. At times you might need to refresh for all these guys. We have their head resets. So then tables. We still don't have tables. Oh, I have done a mistake. I've done a mistake. I've done a mistake. I've done a mistake. So let me teach you the mistake I did. Let me teach you from the mistake, so I can learn from my mistake. The table I created is also under here. The table I created is under here. Can you see class data? The table is under here. Can you see class data? The table is under here. So I'm going to use this one to teach you how to delete table. I'm going to use this one to teach you how to delete table, and then now do it right. So if you want to delete table, you have done mistake, or maybe you don't want to use the table again, and you want to delete it. It is good to say delete table. Then you mention the name of the table. You can come and drag this guy and put it here. You can come and drag this guy and put it here. But then I told you before, while I was explaining here for you, that we don't use delete for table, we use drop. So let's just come and change this guy to drop table, and then let's click on it and let's highlight this guy and execute. Can you see command successful? So let's refresh this guy and look for table all over again. Database, system database, master, table. Can you see the table is no longer there? Why? Because we have dropped the table already. So now, what was the mistake I did initially? There's this guy I did not teach you guys that I want to touch for you guys now, and that is the fact that on here, let me come and highlight it. Oh, a minute. You might not see my screen for some seconds. So a minute. Okay, so now, Sir Victor, on what condition on what condition trying to see? He said, so in case of error, how do you get rectified? Sir Victor, on what condition do we not have right to drop a table as you earlier said? See, please, on all conditions, if you are given a data set, if you are given a data set to work with, by a company, and you are a data analyst, you don't have right to drop any of their tables. Like, if in fact, if you are working with a company, delete that table dropping from your head, like delete it, because it is not your table. It is not your table. The only person permitted to drop table is data scientist. So just like I told you, I'm taking you. I could have done tell you. I could have come to class, tell you how to bring data sets in, and then bring data sets in for you guys, and then start going for you guys. It's as simple as that. But then, because I want you guys to have knowledge of data science, so that by the time you are looking to transition, maybe advance more in data and analytics, you can actually have a leverage. That's why I'm taking this longer route to make you guys more sound in this art and science of this. So, but then And then for your practice also, please, you can. But then if you are working with a company, please don't drop table. I beg you, na beg I dey beg you. No drop table. You could no go drop your salary. so so but then it is fine. So um I want to show you guys this. So there's this guy over here. There's this guy over here that I'm highlighting currently. There's this guy over here under this master. So this guy is housing all our database. If I click on it now, you will see all database I have on here to be here. And this is strategic mind, it is here also. So the gist is that anything you are doing on this guy right now will be happening on the database that you pick, that you can see over here right now. Right now, we can see master. So anything we are doing right now on this, we only be appearing or reflecting on master. We only be appearing or reflecting on master. So, but then we have created database for our class, which is strategic mind. And we want everything we're doing to only appear on this database, strategic mind. So all we need to do is to come here, click on this drop down, and come and pick strategic mind. So always pick the database you want to work with or work on over here. Always pick it. Can you see now that strategic mind? So anything we are doing right now, we only be happening on strategic mind database. It will only be happening on strategic mind database. So initially we had it on masters. That is why the table we created before, we saw it on master. So, but then we want everything we are doing to be reflecting on strategic mind database. So you just have to pick that. And then now we can now come and execute this guy again. Execute. Can you see? Successful. And then now let's refresh this guy. So I can click this also to refresh this guy also over here. I can also click it. Or you can click on your F5. Yeah, my F5 is not F5, you know. So that's refresh. I think can be nothing. So come back here again, database, strategic mind, then tables, and then chat. Where's this guy? Yeah. So this guy is over here. Class data. Class data. So we have this guy over here already as class data. So that is not all. That is not all. So I want to jump something and come to this guy, select. I will quickly teach you guys select and from this first tool, because the minimum query you can run on SQL, the minimum query you can run on SQL is this tool. That's the minimum query you can run on SQL. So I will teach you these two very fast because I want to look at my table. I want to look at what is happening on this table. So, and I can't look at the table without those two. So what is your select for? This for your select is just like saying pick something. Like pick something. Like pick something. It's as simple as that. So for example, I'm telling Chinaza that Chinaza from the classroom page right now, pick someone on the call that can represent your group. You know, we have a whole, and I'm telling you guys to pick just one person that will represent your group. You know, that's the simple way to explain your select. That's the most simple way to explain your select. So pick something, and then if you like, you can pick everything also. If you like, you can pick everything also. If you like, you can pick everything also. So that is basically what this guy is for. So now, if you want to pick something, how to use your select? You can use select plus column name. This is to pick a column. Like for example, we have student's name, first name, last name, email, date of birth, salary. If I want to look at just salary alone, like just salary of people alone, I can just say select PG. e.g. select salary. Like it is as simple as that. E.g. select salary. You can select more than two, more than one. Select maybe I want to know their student ID, students select students underscore ID. So comma salary. If I want to pick two, comma salary. If I want to know their name, comma again, any other columns you want to be put. So if you want to put as many columns as possible, just be using your comma to demarcate it. Just be using your commas to demarcate it. It's as simple as that. But then if you want to select everything, to select everything, then we have what we call our select star. So anytime you use select star, it means pick everybody, pick everything. That's basically what it means. Pick everything, pick everyone. That's what your select star is for. So that is basically how to use your select. Now let's talk about our from. Your from is talking about your data source, that is table you are selecting from. That is the table you are selecting from. This is what this guy means. So it can be table and database. For example, when I was deleting this guy, I picked it with the database DBO. Anytime you see DBO like this, it means database. Because don't let me complicate things. But then I can be on masters and still run things on strategic mind. Yes, I can do that. But then don't let me complicate things for you guys for now. Let's just go on a layman for now until you guys fully understand this. So that I will not be clouding your, because I know that this one already is already becoming so much for some people on this call already. But then no, then it's quite simple. So I said your from is your data source. So for example, now let's do something now. Let's select everything on this our new table, class data. Let's select everything. Let's look at what we have on our new table right now. So we want to do select. I said to select everything is your select star. Select star, and then from where? From class data. Class data. So quotes and then quotes. Quote and quotes. If I don't want to use quote and quotes, another way to do it is to introduce these brackets. Another way to do this is to introduce these brackets. So I'm class data here. So let me run this. And although it is underline it, can you see that? But then it is still running. So let me use my quotes also. It will still run. It will still run. Execute. Can you see? It is still running. So let me do this. You know, this is wrong, Abby. So can you see that it is writing an error message? Invalid object name, class data. It is telling you the message, message 28. It is telling you the level 16. It is telling you the state 1. It's telling you the line 39. Yeah, I've forgotten. There is a way to actually have your line numbered over here and to trace, but then this is but then so we can just come back here and just put our space in between here and then run this guy again, and then so this is for selecting everything. But then I said you can select anyone you want. So let's say you want to select student underscore ID, comma, and let's say salary, just these two columns. And then we are doing our from salary. From if you want, you can come here and drag this guy and put it here if you want, and then I can run this guy, execute. Can you see it is returning just student ID and salary, because those are the two that I just want to see, because those are the two that I just want to see, because those are the two I just want to see. So your student ID and then your salary. Why the prefix dbo.class.data? Like I told you, it is because DBO means your database. That is what your DBO means. It means nothing. This guy can run without me putting DBO there. This guy will run without myself putting DBO there. So DBO is simply talking about your database. It is simply so. The reason why we have this DBO is that if I want to run something from, let's say, from this DBO, from this table, from this place, while I am on strategic mind database, I can easily leverage this DBO to say select star from this guy. So this guy should run or give me an error. So because of the DBO, so I need to specify the database. But then don't let me go into this for you. Can you see? I need to specify the database. I need to specify the database. This is my DBO at this point in time. But then, like I said, don't let me complicate things for you guys. Let's just stay on the basics for now. So your DBO simply means your database, and is not a must that you have it on your stuff. At least it's not really a must. So you can run it without having that. So that is that about that. So let me teach us this part and then give you assignments for tomorrow. It gets tomorrow. So we have our table now. The next thing will now be, what are we going to put on our table? We want to put something on our table. We want to have data on our table. So that will now take us to what we call inserting data on our table. So how do we insert data on our table? We want to insert, we want to fill up these things. We want to fill up these things. We want to fill up these things. We want to fill up the student ID, their first name, their last name, their email, their date of birth, their salary. We want to fill it up. Like we want to fill it up. So how are we going to do that? So it is as good as saying that, okay, SQL, please insert into what? Into this your table, dbo.class. What are you inserting into it? Then do your values. After your values, what is the next thing? You want to open brackets. This is your row 1. The first thing is student ID. I told you before that your student ID is test. So for test, when you are inserting, you want to open a quote, a single quote this time around. What's your student ID? So let's be using strategic mind, STR 2025 01. Or let's use it like this, 2025 001, like this. So then your comma, you are going to close your quote and then your comma. The next thing is your first name. So who first joined this class this morning? Judith joined this class first this morning. Chinaza. Okay. Our first name is Judith. Our last name is Chinaza. Then what is our email? Let's assume it is Judith Chinaza at gmail.com. Close quote again. What's our date of birth? Let's assume this is 10/10/1957. Then what is our salary? She be big woman now. She's collecting $6,500. She be big woman now. So this, and then we can close this guy. So immediately we close this guy. If we want to add another one, you can do your comma and then come to another line and repeat it again. code xtr/2025/002. Then close this. Who's the next person that joined the class? Was it Mesoma Favor or was it a guy? I think it's either Favors or a guy. So Mesoma Favor. So our male, let's say Favor Mesoma at gmail.com. This. Why is this guy not underlining this guy red? Oh, okay, there's an error here. See all these ones. Oh, comma. Why are we having this guy underline everything red like this? Oh, something is not wrong somewhere. Space, whether space or no space. I think that should not be an issue. So let's say 12, 1981. Let's say another big woman likes. Okay. So if you want to add another column, you still do your comma, still come back here and add another column. But then I'll talk on this two for you guys. And then let me run this guy and see if this guy will run. Execute. Okay, so I have an issue. Operand type class int is incompatible with date. Int is incompatible with date. Line 46. Int is incompatible with date. Let me see again. Can you see? Is Judith channel on this call? Because now you can see that we are running into error. Operand type error int is incompatible with dates. So let me do this for this guy. Let me do this for this guy. Let me run this guy. So strange or binary data will be truncated in truncated value. This statement has been terminated. Students column student ID. Let me see something. Let me make my life. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Can you see now that we are in fact in our first class already? We are already running into errors. Okay, now we have these guys to work out now. So two rows affected. Can you see now that we ran into in fact, thank God, in our first class on this SQL, we are already running into errors already. That's to tell you the fact that error are inevitable on SQL. I've told you. No, as soon as I prepared something for you guys before coming to this class, I wouldn't have run into this error. But then I've told you it's just a class to come and freestyle and then just lay your hand on some things. Errors is inevitable. You just need to learn to read it, and then, what I was doing to correct the error was that I was reading the instructions to use it to retrace whatever the error is, and that's what makes a difference between someone that is good on SQL and someone that is not good on SQL. So for this, we have two rules already. So we can come back to this guy and run this our select again, select star everything, and look at our table again, then select, and then we have this guy. Can you see? Student ID, we have first name, second name, email, date of birth, salary. Can you see that already? So we have our table already as this. We have our table already as this. So if we still want to add more table, we can keep adding more table, adding more table, adding more table, adding more until we get to our final bus stop. So this is your assignment against tomorrow. In fact, I want to even see the assignment today. Like I want to see the assignment today. So don't worry, you are not uploading it on your LMS. Don't worry about that. You are not uploading it on your LMS. So your assignment is this. Create a database. So let me just type the assignment for you guys. Let me just type the assignment for you guys. Why is my SQL? Create a database on your SQL. Number 2, create a data table. Number three, have at least 20 entries or rows on your table. Have at least 20 entries or rows on your table. So this, wow, I'm going to copy this and put this on your classroom page right now. Wow. And that settles that. So once you are done with that assignment, with that, in fact, some of you, I know that some of you will even stay back on this call and finish it right now on this call. So once you are done with it, just screenshot your SQL, run it like this, run it. I want to see your code, your query, and I want to see your results. So just screenshot this screen as you have it right now, screenshot it and send it to your Q&A page. That's all. Just screenshot this and send it to your Q&A page. Screenshot this and send it to your Q&A page. So if you want to go the extra mile also, you can also send it to the first strategic mind group page, like that, the first one, your first landing page, so that we go show people, say no be small, say you said you know small for this word again. Don't mind me. I'm just saying, but then you can also do that. But then I will be checking it immediately on your Q&A page, so that I can see any. So if you have any issue running it, please drop it on your Q&A page. I know that one of your classmates will be able to help you to rectify it. I know one of your classmates will be able to help you to rectify it. Or if they are unable, I will also. Uh, that means the class video will be uploaded today. Are you not in class since? I thought you are in class since now. I thought you should be able to do it even without the class, even without the video. Okay. So this is it. The video. How? Okay. So I will make sure Come is not on this call. Because I'm preparing for a conference now. Going to a conference now. So I will make sure you get the class video. Please, somebody, if you need it urgently, so please somebody can remind me on the group page by 12. By 12. Yeah, someone can remind me on the group page by 12. So that I will look for a way to get back on my it will not be readily available now. I would have said I will help you to get upload this right now. But then I will get it across to you, let's say by 12, so that I can help you guys to upload it myself if is not available. So no, the Q&A group is not locked. So please, the Q&A group is not locked, except you're not on the Q&A group. So Kalista, please, you want to ask something? Please go ahead, ask your question. Kalista, you want to ask a question? The first elected mind WhatsApp group is locked. I don't think it should be locked. You can go ahead, Kalista. Yes.
Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Please, my question is different from here. The installation, I installed on my desktop and it works so well. But I've been trying to do it on my laptop. The SSM whatever is not coming. It gets to a point and it will stop. It will tell me that I need to do one or two things. So I don't really know. I'm just confused. But on my desktop, it is okay. I don't know what the issue could be.
Okay. Are you on your laptop right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Let's answer any other questions we have as regards class. Then after that, you can share your laptop screen so that I can look at it. Right now. So please, any other question as regards today's class? Judith, I've seen your message. You no wala with that. David, please can go ahead and ask a question, please. David,
Okay, yeah, no worries, sir.
I can't hear you. David, David, if you are talking, I can't hear you.
I hear you now. I hear me now.
Your voice is breaking, but then you can go ahead. Abi, your line is breaking.
So my complaint is that I log into my SQL server and they have told me I should input my server name. So I did it the way you showed us this morning, like browse for more, check database engine, and I click the server name. Now I also take the trust